Hi everybody, it's Diane here with playing cards. This happens to be the large print. What do they, I don't know what they call it. It's just what I grabbed. And just some images. A lot of it is copies of postage stamps I've made. And my idea is to make some altar playing cards, but in a very collagey, haphazard, not so much rhyme or reason format. I have done that before, although it's been a long time. It was that one staple collage thing, which I'm not very good at, and I'm not doing that today. But otherwise, when I make APCs, they're like, you know, little finished looking collage pieces of art. Not that this isn't art either, but more detailed, more finished, more polished looking. Today's thought was more random and haphazard, as I said. Whether that's what they'll end up looking like, I don't know. I thought of just getting, actually maybe that doesn't need the house, of, okay, we have a new image, of just using cardstock bases or scrapbook paper images that I'm not too wild about or something as the bases. But I don't know, you know, playing cards are, they're already cut. It's already done for you. So we'll see. I can always switch to that type of thing if I want to. Some more image things. You know, like something like that I could use as a base to make it, definitely make it a journal card, which these can be too. Well, Diane, now that you decided to use that, what are you going to put with it? I don't know. It's supposed to be random and haphazard. Not that. I have words handy too. There's a ticket. Well, okay, you know what? Let's just continue and we'll see if something else crops up for this one. Since we had to do something totally different. Chocolate mousse. Chocolate chips, corn, no, half and half. I don't have my glasses on. Egg yolks. I've only made mousse. Anybody remember back in the late 80s, 90s? They had mousse, like instant pudding you could buy. I don't think they have that anymore. That was actually good. Yeah, bring that back. Because Diane needs more chocolate in her life. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm not going to glue on camera because I probably will sand these off. That did cross my mind with the using scrapbook paper as base. You don't have to worry about sanding or anything, but anyway, treasure everything. I don't think everything. Hanging out. I know this is supposed to be for scrapbooking. I get that. I don't, in my age, I don't hang out, I don't think anymore. I know, those words I printed off from that Piles to Poems are still around. How about lovely? That's nice. Needs a little something else though. Those colors are fine, but it's a little too silly looking with that. I think, at any rate. Maybe you don't think so. Generally, projects like this are good for using the junk up on your desk, except I just cleaned up all the junk on my desk. I don't have any. Okay, that's good. Fine. I might go back and paint on some of these. I don't know. If I do that, I might take you along. I don't know. As you know, I don't really plan this stuff out. Whatever kind of happens, happens. Well, it's early morning here. It's kind of quiet, which is nice. We had all kinds of fun neighbor activity till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll just leave it at that. So it's nice and quiet now. I'll take it. No. I should probably cover that. Where am I ever going to use that? We need flowery something. And I don't really want to fussy cut a lot of stuff. But you want to see a typewritten list of stuff I don't want to do, but I have to do it? Although I suppose art shouldn't be one of them, should it? Okay. That needs a word on the bottom. What about happily ever after, since it's like a house? Could be somebody's, dream house. And they lived happily ever after. Isn't that nice? Okay, good. Don't go anywhere. All right, what else do you have here? Well, how about this little birdie image? This is scrapbook paper, although it was like a journaling card kind of thing. This card is dirty. That come off, or we'll cover it up, or we'll get a new card. No, that won't come off. Has anybody noticed erasers don't erase the way they used to? I had one a few years ago. It literally would not erase. It was one of these white, art erasers. It didn't work. It just did not work. I finally threw it out and bought a new one. I don't know. You live in a world where they can't even make an eraser right? I don't understand. And I've never, I mean, I haven't bought a million of those in my life, but I've been using those, since I was a teenager in high school art, and I've never had that happen before. Ick. You see that? A lot more yellow in that blue there. That's fine, but I mean, not for that. That does not match at all. That's sort of cute. You're not covering up the dirt, Diane. Yeah, I noticed. Let's get a different card. Okay. That sounds like some gossip column or something, doesn't it? Covering up the dirt. I can certainly put ribbon, excuse me, ribbon and washi tape and other trims on these too. I may do that. That could probably use something like that. Or another word. Okay. I think a word. Better than I thought. It's okay. I don't know that it really applies. Smart. Best. Okay. Okay, isn't this cute? I don't know what that was. If it was an image of a book cover or just a print. I don't know. Cute though. Well, maybe that should be on here. Cover up the dirt. Cover up the dirt. Well, that matches really well, but it's kind of boring. That's kind of too busy though, isn't it? All right, we'll go with kind of boring. And I've said this a million times, but when I make these, I usually do leave part of the card showing. I don't know. To me, I've just always integrated it into the design. And if you're going to cover the whole thing, other than the convenience of a pre-cut card, I don't see the point of that. I'm sorry. Well, what about with all my heart? It looks like a mom with kids there. Rabbit kids. What are baby rabbits called? Like puppies, kittens. I don't know. Okay. Oh, that's okay if I was in a big hurry or had nothing else. But yeah, Diane, if you've noticed, Diane is never in a hurry really with her art. I feel you can't do that. You can try it. You can do it, but you probably won't like it. You're gonna feel stressed out. So why bother to do it? And unless you're on a deadline or something, I don't see the point anyway. Get on there. Okay, that's cool. This needs ribbon or washi or something on the bottom. Okay. All right. Who wants the A card? Well, how about armadillo? Get it? That's kind of cool. I'm just going to leave it like that. Oh, that's good. It's a little much, a little heavy, so to speak. See, now actually, to me, that's a completed composition with the, um, I'll run a little washi, or yeah, I can stitch on these too. I think that's fine. I know there's a lot of people probably going, "Are you kidding?" Or yawn. It's pretty. Sweet peas. I don't think I've ever grown those. Gosh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Oh, my husband is driving around the corner of the driveway here. I'm going to have to pause. Uh, yeah, I don't like any of the, well, perfect. Oh, perfect. All right, well, I tell you what, I'll glue these down and then we'll come back and finish these off with paint or ribbon or something. And you can kind of see these completed, okay? Or me working on them to complete them. Does that make sense? Man, I don't know what it is with this paper. I think it's the paper. I could just never cut it straight. Okay, hang on, I'll be back. Okay, these are all glued down with the exception of this sentiment because I wasn't sure, depending on what else I'm doing, I didn't know where to put it. So I paint washi. As I mentioned, I could sew. I don't really want to. Diane, why not? Because there's white thread in my machine, and most of these would take black. And my machine is a pain to change the thread, that's why. Okay, I like that. If you didn't want to be a poop and wanted to sew, uh, ruffling that would probably look nice. But then again, that's a bulk factor if you want to put these in like a baseball card sleeve thing for keeping or displaying or whatever. I mean, it's definitely doable, but maybe that's a consideration. Uh, yeah, okay. Does anybody know what I'm going to say? Yeah, it doesn't butt up to that. That was kind of dumb. Would that take care of that? Yeah. Let's put a little paint there, though. Paint there, though. This is more blue than that. Let's see if we can get away with it. It's fine. I mean, you can tell it's not an exact match, but for what this is and what I'm not trying to convey any big message or win a prize or something. I think that's fine. Okay, we'll have to wait to glue this down now. And I think this needs darker around it or black around it. Remind me of that. All right, this stinker. I could not find a word or a phrase for this to save my life. I just couldn't. I looked in, well, you know, yeah, I looked for days. No, I looked in my Word file. I looked on those papers I have, those printouts, and I couldn't come up with anything. So I was thinking, well, what about some of that asemic writing? Hey, she got it right. Um, because you know, I think I can't remember it. Well, it's kind of a new to me word anyway, but I think I mix it up with asymmetric, and I'm trying to say asymmetric instead of asemic. And I wrote asymmetric writing, if anyone cares. And then how about negative space? Okay. Okay, that helps. You could do that. I feel it's encroaching too much. It's okay, I'm gonna do that. And then I don't know. Maybe a little spattering of a color. And in the You Can't Hurry art file, I don't have a heck of a lot of time here. I hope I can get this in. Well, I would have if one of my dogs had decided to lollygag outside. Okay, gluey. Well, I would say a greenish, or like the color we just had. Uh, you could do white too. You could do, something more interesting. An orange or something might be fun if you wanted to try that. Well, Diane, you could have covered it. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Okay, maybe, yeah, it needs a pop of something. Well, yellow is always doable, I would say. And you can definitely cover the backs of these for journal cards if you want to do that. I might do that for a few. Okay, I think if I do much else to it, I'm going to regret it. Okay, we'll see. When that's all dry, maybe we'll revisit, see what we think. Okay, this one. Well, I could use inking around the edges or paint. Okay, I'll try that. Yeah, after the fact, I saw one of those phrases said hearth and home, but this is okay too. It's like a bird or something. Well, okay. Diane, do you remember what said in the very beginning that you were just making these sort of more collagey and thrown together and not so, yeah, but it needs a bird on the roof. All right, we'll think about that. Possible bird. Maybe I have one purple washi I'm thinking of. like that. What about this one? Maybe. What about this kind of ugly foil purple? No. It was part of a set. If you're saying if it's ugly, why did you buy it? Oh, actually, I like that. Okay. And I did make a few others that I did not finish off yet either. I kind of thought maybe we could finish them all off together, but I don't have time for that. So we'll have to come back. I could use something black still, like stitching. I don't want it bad. Um, no, I think all the way down is too much. I might allow it. Okay, that. Okay, we figured it out. You're saying there's a lot more space on the other side. Yeah, you're right. I did sand under where a lot of the paper is. I don't know. I have said I didn't when I first started doing this. I didn't know you were kind of supposed to do that, and I didn't. And I haven't had stuff come off. So I don't know. Is it that necessary? If you make, tell me, if you make APCs, do you sand? Of course, some cards are slicker than others. They're Tom Slick. If you know who that is, you're an old broad like me, or an old guy. Diane, broad isn't a very PC term anymore. Well, it never was. I could have said ruder words, so that's okay. Where's that smaller line here? Okay, that's good. I don't know what this was, but it's a stamp paper now. All right, as long as this is out. And this. You can also punch holes in these and make them tags or bookmarks. Add them to journal pages, cards. Okay. That's still a little lacking. That's too severe and it looks a little Halloweenish. Well, what about a green? No, way too bright. Okay, what about a dull green? Or like a sage. Okay. You could try off-white, you could try brown. Believe it or not, I'm not going to. Okay, who are you and what did you do with Diane? Yeah, actually, I don't know who I am. My neighborhood at this exact moment is really quiet. I've been listening to people all day. They finally got tired, I guess. Okay. This one, I wasn't sure if that really needed anything. Could use inking around, and why did you leave this out? I don't know. I did add a butterfly. Did you get that? And a few of them have cheesecloth. This one does. Um, I think that's gonna stay as is. Okay. And this, and that's it. I got paint out for one card. Well, how about two? I think we'll spatter white on that. Oh, this was this. Well, you know, when you're short on sleep, your brain doesn't function so great. Well, hello. Okay. Oh, did you notice I have a different word? That had best, and it was rather large for this one. Had a blue background. Um, it just sort of wouldn't fit. By the time I is with this, it's all separated in there. Um, by the time come on, glued that all down. There just was not room for that word. What can I say? Okay. Any port in a storm, right? Okay. Um, anything about this? Well, without a big critique session, anything strike you as a little? I think that sticks out too much. That corner. Although I mean, there's white blob, so it kind of goes with it. But I don't know. That corner sticks out to me. I'm gonna put a little pink there, and if that doesn't look right, we'll go over with the brown and just knock it out. It's still kind of bright. Okay, brown. Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm in on time here with, yeah, this is like perfect timing. Okay, I'm gonna let these dry, finish off where I have to glue or whatever. And then I will finish those other ones I mentioned and come back for a show and tell. Yeah, I think to me that's better. You don't have to be so nitpicky. Okay, hang on. Okay, here we are. No, this is the next day. I don't remember where I left off, but here these are finished. The ones we did together are a semic armadillo. Oh yeah, okay. She added a bird, and then his mouth's open, so you have to add musical notes. You have to. You don't have a choice. Yeah, that one didn't change at all. I added a few postmarks to some of these. This one I put some washi up there. It was very boring. No sewing. I got away without sewing. I did faux stitching with a pen. Okay, and then the ones I made on my own that you didn't see. You know how in the beginning I said I wanted to make these kind of like a one staple collage, but I'm not good at that. Let's make them more collagey. Well, this is probably the only one that really qualifies for that. Where I just sort of put together stuff. Yeah, that's not this. exactly the other end of the spectrum, Diane. What can I say? I can't do it. I have to really, really force myself to do the collagey, clustery, one staple look, and I get off it so easily. Anyway, all these images were on one little scrap of scrapbook paper, so I just decided to use them up. Which I think that's kind of cute. That one's a little bit more collagey in my book, but I hope these aren't glaring for you folks. No, that one's pretty simple, but I like it. And that's a very ugly mono print I did years ago, and but I used it on an iCAD. I used it somewhere else recently. So, you can get your use out of ugly papers for backgrounds. Okay, APCs that I like, they're cool. They're not what I wanted, but they're fun. I like to make them. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a nice day.